Hey high levelers, in this video what I'm going to be covering is the GoHighlevel CRM system. Now the CRM system is really the core of all the GoHighlevel platform. Everything, all the tools and everything else is built into the GoHighlevel platform really is built around the CRM tools and systems. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with a basic explanation of what a CRM is, because there could be people out there that have never really held with it. They're not tech savvy. They don't understand what it is. So I want to help understand what the CRM system is and then hop into Highlevel and then explain and go over some of the features that Highlevel has inside of their CRM system. So let's take a look. Alrighty, so right now what I've got is just created a quick document. I want to make sure that we start from the very basics. Now, the primary purpose of the CRM is to centralize and manage all communications or interactions that a company has with its customers. That's the whole purpose, meaning everything that you've ever sent a customer, notified a customer, had a call with a customer, anything you've ever done for that customer can be found and organized and read what happened to them and at what time and things like that inside of the CRM system. So there are lots of CRM systems out there, but here are some of the core features that I'm going to go over here with the GoHighlevel platform. Now I'm going to go in depth about number one, contact management, because really that is where I'm going to focus on in this video today. This isn't going to be an all-inclusive regarding everything that you see on this list, but I wanted to create this just to show you what some CRM systems have. Now, if we take a look at some of the other things, sales pipelines, yes, Highlevel has that. Task management, yes, it does, and I'll show you where it is. Now, is it a project management system? I'm going to honestly say no. So when you say task management, I know there's some people watching that goes, oh, can this be like a project management system? I don't think it's at that level yet, and I know they're working on it. But document management, how do you handle all the documents and communications that happen with the particular customer? Calendar integrations. That there are calendars. It does integrate to both Google and Outlook. It does check for synchronization. It does a bunch of this stuff inside of GoHighlevel, but again, we're not going to cover that in this video. The meeting scheduler, this is where you've got little widgets for your calendar. You can put it on funnels, you can put it on websites to schedule it, very similar to Calendly and things like that, but it's just a simple way to schedule meetings and to get that done. And the nice thing is the calendar also includes payment information. So if you charge for your calendar events, you can actually charge at the time that they're booking. This becomes very useful with clients that have services that want to be able to collect like a deposit or accept payment up front before their services are rendered. Now, email integration, we're going to show you how that's integrated, but email integration templates are already involved in the GoHighlevel platform that you can use. Reports and analytics, there's a section for that. Workflow automation, workflows are the core automation engine inside of GoHighlevel. Of course, there's workflow automation, built-in telephony or built-in telephone system, yes. With Twilio, there's a built-in phone number system, voicemail routing, things like that. There's also a workflow IVR system, so you can have a dial by name directory. Hello, press 1 for this, press 2 for this, and things like that. Pretty cool. There is a recipe actually in the workflow that gives you all of that, so you don't even have to configure it. You just choose it and it gives everything for you, so that's pretty cool. Proposal and contract management, this is pretty cool. You can have contracts, you can have proposals, you can have digital signatures. All of that stuff is integrated inside of the GoHighlevel platform, which is awesome. And then the ability to go mobile, to access the CRM system from a mobile device, which again, the Lead Connector app or the GoHighlevel app, whichever one you want to use, but I recommend people use the Lead Connector app. You can download the app, and as long as you have an account, whether it be an agency or sub-account, typically you're going to be looking at sub-accounts here. You can actually log into the Lead Connector mobile app, and you can see everything that we just talked about right here inside of the mobile app. So anyway, I just want to give you a quick preview and overview of just a CRM system in general. Now let's hop over to Highlevel and take a look at it. Okay, here inside of the digital, we're going to be using one of my demo accounts here, and I'm going to go on the left-hand side. Notice that there's calendars that we talked about, opportunities. This is the sales pipelines. You've got marketing and automation, which is going to include your social planner and some of your other marketing emails and things, your workflows. All that stuff is in here. I just really not going to focus on that on this video. I'm going to focus here just in the contacts area. So here in the contacts area, this is the core. This is where all of your customers live. Now, this right here is going to be very important because I'm going to show you some of the things that Highlevel can do and some of the expansion capabilities that the Go Highlevel support team has built into this contact area to allow you to grow it, to customize it to be exactly what it is that you need. Now, right now, I just want to show you this screen because there's several levels of this contacts that I'm going to go into, and I want to make sure that you can follow me. So right now, the contacts area here is where it just lists all the contacts. We have the contacts tab across the top here, the smart list, bulk actions, we'll go over that. This area right here that I don't really have any, we'll create one real quick, but this is where all of your smart lists are. Now, a smart list really, if you want to think about this, is just a saved, filtered list. So you're going to go filter a list off something. It could be people that live in the state of New Mexico. It could be people with a certain tag. It could be any number of things. But you can create a smart list, which means you can quickly just click on the link here and access that filtered list just like that instantly. And I'm going to show you how you do that. But right now, this is where all these lists would be. We've got toolbars. I'm going to go over what all those are, and then your columns and filters and so forth. Let's hop into it. So Smart List really just shows you this screen that we're looking at here. Bulk actions. Anything that you do by selecting one, two, let's just say you want to highlight 3 or 4 contacts, you don't want them anymore, so you want to delete them. Every time you go through and actually highlight a few people and then delete them, you're going to need to put in an action name for this. They're going to want a bulk action because you're going to need some way of referencing this in the future. Let me show you what I mean by this. So here, if I just want to go ahead and just click this and then come up here and select delete, it's going to ask me to type in delete here. Now it says bulk actions are performed over a period of time. You can track the progress in the bulk action page. And here's where if you go back and look at the bulk action, notice that we have several like bulk deletes right here. And it just gives it the name of the actual time and date that you actually deleted. So that's how you actually track that particular export name. So all of the bulk actions that you do, whether it be using any of those actions on the toolbar, which we'll take a look at here shortly, will actually show up in this list and you can track that. So it's just a way of doing tracking for all of those tasks. Now, if you ever delete a contact, you can come in here and click restore. So you can come here. I've deleted several contacts in some of the testing that we've done. So you can just simply come here and click, boom, click this, restore, and then the contact is put back into the contacts area. So again, they are the ability to restore them. Now, tasks. This is where if anytime during either a manual process you want to create a task for a particular user, or if you have tasks created automatically using a workflow, this is the area where the task will show up. Now, if you want to manually create a task, then this is where you would just simply create a task, give it a title, so forth, assignee, and then who's the contact. Test. I'm just going to do test. Now we have to do an assignee, select who this person is. So in this one, if you select that particular person and then whoever you want for the contact, you know what, I don't even have a contact person's name. Let's see if there's anybody with a K. No. Anybody with a J. Now, you get my point, but you can manually create a task here. Forgive me, that example didn't work out too, but you can manually click here and add task and keep track of all of your tasks at this particular level. Now, next, if you ever deal with companies, you can create new companies. You do have to create this manually, and then you have to create the company and then assign people to a particular company, and then that way you can actually see, hey, show me everybody that's in this company, and then you can actually create a smart list based upon that if you want to. But you can create companies and put their information in here and then assign multiple people to that company. And then this manage smart list really is a way. There's no smart list in here yet. We have yet to create one, but right now this is where you can adjust, either edit, refresh, or delete any of the filter list that you created. Now, one of the other things, this right here is going to take us to our what they call our custom fields. I'm not going to go over that quite yet, but you can click on that if you want to. I'm going to come back here and continue with some of the other areas that we have. Now, dealing with these smart lists, what I want to do is just show you one. Notice over here to the right, there is one person that's tagged with this template 3. Now, I don't even know what I was using for this one, but what we're going to do is we're going to go to more filters, and we're going to come down here and notice that these are all the common filters that we can search by. There are lots and lots of them, so I'm not going to go over all of them because there's a ton. But right now, these are the most common, and I'm just going to say tag. Give me a list of everybody whose tag is, and I'm going to choose template 3. And then I'm going to click apply. Now notice that I've got this filtered list here, so all of the other contacts in here fade away, and this is the only contact that's labeled as template 3. So now if I want to do this, I can come down here to the bottom, and I'm actually in the way here. So down here I can actually click this thing that says Save as Smart List. So if I do this, I have to give it a name. I'll just call it template 3 tag. Save that, and now you see that I've created a filtered list where I can go to all, look at all of my customers, and then if I ever just wanted to quickly look at everybody that's template 3 tagged or people who are in this company, things like that, I could just simply click on this list and quickly see those people. I don't have to rebuild that filter and refilter again. It's just a very quick way of being able to quickly choose and look at your contacts and filter and sort them. And also if we go back into Manage Smart List, now notice that we have this other template 3 tag Smart List. If we wanted to, we can click and drag and move them around if we have multiple. And there's just several things that we can do here, but I'm just going to sit back and just delete it because I don't want that to be in this at all. So right now, that's what the Smart List area is. Here, we can manually add contacts by just clicking on this button and manually adding somebody. Again, contacts are automatically created anytime a customer communicates with you, whether it be sending you a Facebook message, Instagram, website chat widget, text you, call you, whatever it is. Any communication that you have with somebody is going to get recorded as a contact here. Now, contact management can be a pain, and I'm going to show you some of the things on this toolbar that you can do to make that management easier. But for right now, just understand that contact records are created or updated. If, for instance, if somebody calls or texts you and their phone number is already in the system, then anything that they're dealing with, they won't create a new contact. They'll just simply update the existing contact record with anything that particular person does. So again, we can manually add this. If we wanted to, we could select a person and choose the pipeline change. So this is where if you wanted to, you can put them into a certain pipeline, a certain stage, things like that from this menu. You have the option of doing that. If you wanted to, you can click on this little thing and add them to any kind of workflow. Now here, adding them to a workflow, I don't have any that's active in here. You only see these active workflows, but if I wanted to, I could, if it's a nurture campaign, if it's an automation, something that I want to have automatically done for this particular contact, I can just select it, click add all at once. Or if you're doing a lot of them, meaning if you're doing an email campaign and you're going to be emailing out hundreds of people, I would definitely recommend using this in an add drip mode campaign. So that right there is going to be a benefit. Now notice the action right here. This action name is actually what the bulk action will be. When we looked at bulk actions, this is the name that will happen here. So anyway, that's another way that bulk actions, the name of those bulk actions are recorded. Now, just moving on here, you can do other simple things like highlight multiple people and send them an SMS message. Now, of course, this right here would be foolish. We're not sending this particular person an SMS because they have no phone number configured. So that right there would not be worth it, but you could send multiple people an SMS message. You could send them an email. Sorry, I keep getting these little bubbles. For this one, you can add tags if you want to tag somebody manually or remove a tag. You can do that. You can click here and delete somebody. We saw that earlier. Now, here's another one. If you wanted to, if you already have the text and email templates created in the reputation management area, again, I'm not going to go over that here. I have a whole other video on my YouTube channel regarding reputation management and configuration. Feel free to go take a look at it. But if you wanted to, you can click on this and send them a Google review. So when they come in and the person in the office or even the owner on the mobile app, if they're looking at this, once they just finish this particular customer, they can click on the customer and then click on the customer review and actually send them a template review right here. Just click and sit back and send email review, give it a bulk action name. It doesn't matter what it is. You can just type in garbage. That's good enough. You just have to type in something and then send them an email review request, and then that goes out to ask for a Google review. So again, it's in the mobile app. It's very easy to do here. Right now, exporting contacts, this is always going to be a good thing to have a backup. Highlevel has done a great job with like this restore capability of being able to restore deleted contacts. But some of the things about it is what happens if information changes. What happens if the contact email update or the phone number updates and you don't have a list of what the phone number used to be or things like that. It's always a good idea sometimes to just back up your list, highlight all of them here. Now, if you click on this, notice that I'm only selecting 20 records, but there are 62 records available. I can click here to select all 62 across multiple pages, and then just simply click on the export. Boom, it gets dropped into a CSV file, and then all the information is in there. So it's very easy to do and very quick. So unselect this one, or unselect all of them. Next, you can sit back and import contacts. This right here, again, importing contacts, this is such an important thing to do, because if you don't do this right, you can mess up where the data ends up inside of the customer contact record, which again, we're going to dive into here shortly. But I have a whole other video on YouTube on specifically how to do the import and how to make sure that you do it correctly so you don't duplicate, you don't have problems with importing your data. So check that out. But you can click on this import. You can import a CSV file. You map the records between the CSV file and the sort of like phone number to phone number, email to email, first name to first name, things like that. And then you're going to finally take a look at this and then import it. So take a look at that. Also, right now, you can do email verification. This is one of the things that if you're doing a lot of cold email, if you're importing a lot of contacts that you're going to be emailing or contacting, it could be from another system as long as you have their permission. You can import those people, and then what you want to do is verify or validate the email addresses. So you would just highlight whoever you want to do that for, click the email verification, and what that does is verifies the email addresses are good before they send. Now, once I'm done with this, I'm going to try to remember to go to the companies tab and show you there's a couple of other check marks that you need to do inside of your sub-account settings to make sure this works right. But for the email verification, you don't need to use a third party to verify the emails. You can import the emails here and verify them. Now, there is a charge, but I believe it's like 0.0025 at this time. 1/4 of 1 penny per email verification. You'd have to do 4 of these, for instance, in order to be charged 1 penny for 4 verifications. It's super cheap, but you can do it inside of Highlevel is the point. You don't need a third-party tool. Now, next thing about this is add or edit to company. This goes back to if you're going to add companies right here, just being able to bulk add if you import a bunch of people here, rather than going into each person and saying, okay, put this person to a company, then go back, select the next person. You could just select 10, 20, 50 people, and then just do a bulk, add these people to this company. So that's a really great feature. And then here's one of the features that I really do enjoy. This is the merge feature. So there are times where you could get duplicate contacts. Somebody calls you from a phone and you've got a phone number record like this one right here. Just take, for instance, you've got a phone number but no email address. But then somebody emails you. That same person who called you emails you, and this is their email address. But this phone number and this email address really go together. They're not 2 separate contacts, they're one. How do you fix that? So right now, this is where you can highlight both records, and this will have to be done manually. You're going to come up here and click on the merge, and you can do this up again. If you didn't see that, let me highlight over here, merge up to 10 contacts. So again, you could highlight 10 of these contacts and do them together. That would be complicated, but you can. But if you're going to click on this, you're going to get this nice little screen that's going to say, okay, which one should I choose for my master record? The one you choose is the one that has the most correct information. So I'm going to leave it as this one. But notice over here, I've got the phone number. I want to come over here and select this to be the phone number for John and leave all the other information correct. I'm just going to sit back and do confirm. I have to type that in there before I do it, and then just click resolve, which I will do this. It's going to go through, resolve it, and then what it's going to do is basically put that field now inside of John's phone number and the email address together, and now I have 1 contact field and not 2. Perfect. Couple other things here real quick. If you wanted to, there is a quick search bar. You can type my person's name to quickly find people. These columns across the top, name, phone number, email, you can adjust those if you want to. Just simply come here to the columns for this one, and you can unselect ones you don't want or add additional columns here. Notice there are lots of them that you could select from, but you can highlight any of those fields to customize your view. Absolutely. And we already took a look at the filters button. So that right there is just an overall view of the interface of contacts by itself. Now, we haven't even gotten into the nuts and bolts of this thing by selecting a particular contact record, but let's dive in now that we've seen the interface to manage the contacts. Now let's take a look at the contacts themselves, because again, if we go back to this, contact management is the very first thing and most important thing in the list for this. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm inside the contact record, and we've got multiple columns inside of a contact record. So the left column over here, is one, this middle column, if you see how it moves, and then we have the right column over here. All of them hold different pieces of information, all pertaining to the contact. So right now, this right here are all the fields are data regarding the contact. Now, not all these fields, notice the date of birth and this contact source, not all the fields will be populated. If you wanted to, there's this nice feature where you can just say hide the empty fields. So if you don't want to see all of these fields that don't have any data in them, you can just simply click on this and say hide, and then what are just the fields that have data in it. Might make it a better view from you and be able to find information faster. So here, if we take a look, one of the things I do want to explain to you is that contacts can have folders. Folders are a way to organize the fields that you have inside the contact record. So right now there are a couple of built-in ones, this general info, this additional info. Both of these are built-in folders that all contacts have as soon as you get them created. Now, if you wanted to, you can go in and create more folders. For instance, I've created another folder called Google Review. I've actually used this as a demo for doing Google reviews. If I ever wanted to sit back and look at the Google review data, I can do this. And again, there's no Google review data here, but if I were to uncheck that to hide additional fields, come back down here to the Google review, notice that there is a rating in here. So if I ever want to use our Google review rating, what did they rate us? And this particular, they didn't answer, but that's why it was blank. But you can actually see here and organize that field. Now this right here is a custom field. Now here's where I'm going to stop and explain what a custom field is. The GoHighlevel platform has certain built-in fields, first name, last name, phone number, email, things like that. Those are fields that are automatically built in, and most CRM systems have pre-built fields that automatically populate. But one of the great things about a good CRM like the GoHighlevel platform is that you can extend that data. You can actually include, say, I want to have more information about my contact. So you create custom fields and you add those custom fields to extend how much data you can store at the contact level. Okay, and they include folders where you can actually organize all of these fields under certain folders so you don't see everything here at the root of the contact. Now you can put it here, but then now you're all the way down here, and it'll just make that whole thing just really unmanageable. So it's really nice being able to have this contact area that you can minimize and just look at it from a very easy view of, okay, I know what I'm looking for is under general info, so I'll click here, look at these particular fields, and if I wanted to, I can hide empty fields, just making it easier so you don't have to go through and scroll over fields that are empty. So here, notice that there's a couple fields. Now, moving forward here with actions, these are some of the nice things about the contact. This actions area is not a folder per se. It's not where you can actually store data, but it's an area that you can sit back and look at some of the things like tags. Notice that this particular person has been tagged here with template 3. If I wanted to add a tag, I would just simply click here. All of the tags that we have created are here. I could choose another tag and tag them manually. Again, I can always tag them in an automation and things like that, but this is just a place where I could see where they're tagged, remove or add a tag to the contact record. Very well with the automation. If anybody's inside of a workflow right now, if they're inside of an active workflow, they will show up here. If you want to add them to a workflow, you can come here and click on add and do it manually per contact. But remember, inside of the contact field, you can select multiple people and then choose that robot looking icon and manually add multiple people to a workflow at one time. But you can do it individually here if you want to. Now, if you want to, these are the ones that are active. If you want to see what workflows they have been through in the past, they will show up here under the past, and I just don't have an example to show you with this one. Likewise with opportunities, if they are involved in a pipeline, they will show up here, and you'll see what pipeline, what stage they're in, and things like that. Now, here's a very good, very interesting one. They've actually, this is just a recent update within the last few months, is they've actually put this client portal area in. The communities area, this is related to communities area, is very important. Okay, so the communities area is where you can sit back and have your full-blown communities. You can have all your coursework there. That's where all the sort of membership area went. It went into the communities, and it's all combined into that client portal. Here's where you can actually see what offers that they've accepted inside the communities area, what groups they're a part of inside of the community. A very easy way of doing that. Before they did this, there was no way to see what groups they were in unless you went to the community, you looked in each particular group, and then went to the members area, and then went down to try to find them. Very manual process, but now it's made it very easy for you to sit back and take a look at that here. Again, if you wanted to change password, send password reset link. This is all the D&Ds like do not disturb. So if somebody responds back with unsubscribing from an email, this will get selected. If they say stop on a text message, this will get selected, things like that. And then once these are selected, the Highlevel system will no longer email or text those people if these channels are enabled. Okay, so that's all the information that you see on the left-hand panel. Now, do you see what I mean? We're already talking about a lot of information, and we haven't even gotten through some of the other ones yet here. But anyway, this is why I think the GoHighlevel platform CRM is superior, because it has all of these features built into the contact management area, and then has all of those other tools built around it. Pipeline, task management, document management, calendar integration, workflows, all of that stuff connects into the CRM record, and then you can see all that stuff here from the contact record, what workflows they were in, what they weren't, and things like that, which ones are active. But if we take a look here, this is what we call the conversations area. This is important because this right here shows all the communication, whether it be text, whether it be email, whether it be anything, all gets put into the conversations area. Now, what I want to show you here is notice that if we blow this up a little bit, we actually see a little icon. Now, this is one of the things that's pretty clever that the GoHighlevel platform did, is they actually created icons for different communications. So this particular message was an SMS or chat, an SMS message, which again could be the missed call text back feature. It could be the website chat widget. Anything that communicates with SMS, again, will have that kind of a logo. But if I scroll down here and take a look, probably not going to be. There's different images that you end up getting here, and I want to show you what these look like here because these are pretty cool. I'm going to come back to John in just a minute, but let's go to this one. And that's another SMS. So again, here's the Facebook Messenger. This is one that we got from this one here. Notice that the icon here shows a little Facebook Messenger icon. I just wanted to show you, but there's also like an Instagram logo. There's also any communication, you have a WhatsApp logo. So you'll see in that conversation area what the person communicated with you on and what channel. So that's pretty cool there. So again, if we take a look here, we can go all the way back. We could fetch older messages, but we just see that here's the text communication that happened on July 31st for this one. And this is, I think, an AI chatbot conversation that we're having where the AI chatbot was scheduling something back with them and I was going through a test. But down here, this is where all the messages are. Down here at the bottom, this is important because this is where you can send messages. Because there's a phone number defined, I can type, send them an SMS message. I can come here and use WhatsApp. For this one, if it was connected here, it's not on this one, but you got to pay for WhatsApp. You got to have it installed, and if you do, then you actually get that here as well. But if I wanted to send them an email, because the email is defined, I could just simply use this email, type a subject, and so forth, and send this. Now, some of the other things I want to sit back and explain are these bars down here. Now, I'm going to try to blow this up, and so if we take a look here, this probably isn't the best thing. Let's go to. Each particular option gives you some different options here. So I can attach a file, send an emoji. I can insert a template right here. So if you have a text template already built in the system, you can click on this and actually send that text template instead of typing. If you want to do a request payment, this is a quick, what they call text to pay. I could send them a payment request and things like that. So if we click on this, notice that we can access any of the information here from the Highlevel platform. This should look familiar to you. Sorry. But you can access contact information and put in their full name if you want to. So if you don't know it, you can just simply put in their full name and it'll translate that. And you can just simply, at the end, click send. So again, this middle column is all built around the communication and being able to send and receive data from a particular customer, what they've sent you and so forth. Even text messages, pictures, files, if you've sent images and things like that will all be in the conversations area. Now, over to the right, this is where you have some other ones that I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this one, but any activity that this person's have for this contact will show up. Here we've got any task associated with this person. If we have any notes, we can create notes for people. Any calendar appointments or any appointments that they've had in the past will show up here. Again, any documents, notice that we can come here and add a new file and just simply upload a file if we wanted to. So if you had a contract related to this person or anything that you want to save, this is where it comes back to that document management right here. Document management part. So any of the documents are just here and you can quickly look at them you can just store anything you want here. And again, finally, just your payments area. So any kind of transactions, any kind of payments and everything else you've received from that contact will be here. Now, last but not least, I want to just quickly show you here. If you click on this, will take you back to the custom field area. And here's where you have all of your custom fields. Again, several of these fields already comes with the Highlevel system, but I think this one for like anniversary date, this was a custom one that I added, and I just put it at the root of the contact field, and then it created this sort of anniversary date. If you wanted to, you can simply come up here. I have a whole video over creating custom fields on my YouTube channel, but you can add a field. You can add any of these type of fields that you want. And then this data now becomes a part of every contact record that you create. So you can store that piece of information regarding your contact. So guys, I know this is a real quick area over just a contacts and CRM system inside the GoHighlevel platform. I hope you found it useful. If you're interested in signing up for the Highlevel system, I have a 30-day link in the description of the trial below. Feel free to sign up for that. I give a ton of bonuses and coaching to help you be successful. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe button. I appreciate your support, and please click on the like button and leave me a comment. YouTube really likes it and makes my videos rank higher, which is what I'm trying to do. Guys, thanks so much for hanging in there with me, and have a great day. Bye-bye.